So today I just wanted to share more about money and your business, so money mindset. So one of my favourite topics, as you know, having written the book, Are You Worth It? A Spiritual Guide to Managing Your Money Mindset. So one of the chapters in my next book is all about money mindset too, because it's all interlinked within your business. It's a business book that I'm producing called Awaken the Vision Within. And what I wanted to look at with you is actually about how much you understand money in your business. Because often we can be going in the opposite direction to actually looking at money in our business because we don't feel that we are successful, we're not profitable in what we're doing, so we're not charging enough. We can be frustrated because things aren't happening quick enough. We can have things happen to us like expenses come in and not realise that's going to be the cost, and that could be the end of your business as well. We also have personal things that happen at home that can have a catastrophic effect on your business, like a divorce or a separation or children being sick, etc., not being able to deliver what you've promised, etc. So money mindset and your business, and you feel it being in zone about your business and the finance of your business to be successful are all interlinked, because everything comes from your mind. Whether you like it or not, perception is projection. We are projecting out our vision of how we want things to be in our reality. We are creating our world. Okay, people aren't doing it for us. We're creating all our opportunities. We're creating everything. So you're creating the money in your life or not. And if you're not creating the money that you're desiring, there's something deep inside that you have to get access to work out what that's about. Because the mind will project in different ways. You want to understand what makes you happy, because that keeps you at a high vibe. And the more high vibe that you are, the more positive you are, the more those opportunities will come to you. But if you're a lower vibe, so you're feeling depressed or anxious or worrying about something, or you're doubting things, or you're lonely, or you're sad, you're grief-stricken, you're helplessness, hopelessness, all those yucky, shameful, all those yucky emotions, that will actually have a negative impact on the money and what you're earning within your business. So that what's going on in your personal life, and also if you're holding on to things from the past that might have been 20 years ago, but you're still holding on to the shame of something that happened to you 20 years ago, or the guilt, etc., that will have a negative impact on the finances you are trying to obtain at this present moment and to be able to create going forward. It's very much an inward journey with money, and from money mindset perspective, actually looking within to look at how am I blocking this? Why is there an issue? You create your own reality, then you need to be looking at that vision. You need to be looking at where you're going, looking at if you're not happy in different aspects of things, why you're not being honest with yourself about these things. And that might mean you leaving a partner or leaving your children, or you can be some dramatic things that could happen to actually make you happy if you're being absolutely 100% honest with yourself. Because the mind needs to be emotionally feeling good, mind, body, spirit, feeling good. Our whole body energy wants to be flowing and be in alignment. But when we're not in alignment, we're out of balance with ourselves because aspects of our life are not going well, that will have a negative impact on your business and your finances. You also want to be doing financial projections. So if you have got emotional issues going on about not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling valued, you allow people to put on you, you give too much, you don't receive from people, then that's going to make you think small. You're not going to think big and look at big numbers of what money you could make. And actually you only need a certain amount of money. You can start giving it back. It's not a dirty thing to actually create money. But I used to have the belief of money is dirty, okay? Money's powerful and I'm not. So you do have to be aware of what you're saying to yourself that's actually creating that belief and actually changing that belief, because it all links to your emotional history and what's going on for you emotionally at this moment in time. Financially, you need to be projecting how you want things to be, but on paper, you need to project what money you want within your business and within your home life to have the life you want, but also to do what you're desiring to do in your business. So with growing your business, you often need systems and processes, and it costs money to do that. You can't do it on, just by winging it. It doesn't work. You need to actually have looked at how much things cost. You need to keep an eye on those finances. I looked at accounts yesterday in the video. This is all about looking at things in much more detail, looking at how things are going forward. So emotional, financial, and visionary are really important, realising that everything's coming from your mind. And therefore, if things are not working, you have to ask yourself, well, why is it not working? What is it about me and my thought process and what's going on that's stopping and sabotaging the success of my business and where I'm going? You want to be able to magnetize opportunities to make money. So you want to be, creating things and looking for opportunities and things. I find lots of opportunities on Facebook, for example, or LinkedIn. People put suggestions up, and I go, "Oh, that'd be good. I could do a little talk there, or I could, be a speaker there, or I could run an event here. I could do a collaboration with that person there." And I'll create those things myself because I'll see an opportunity where I can work with somebody, and I'll put myself forward for that. Now, some things go ahead, and some things don't. Some things, I'd have to be careful not to create too much because I'll get exhausted because I'm very good at creating. But you want to monetize those opportunities. So it might be that you go and you see an opportunity to go and talk in a particular group. Now that particular group has your ideal client absolutely in that group, but you're not a competitor to the person who's running the group. So in collaboration, you go into that group to, get an opportunity to share some of your expertise, and by doing that you then potentially will get clients or sell products or services or whatever your business is about. And it's not about working by yourself. We are here to thrive together, to collaborate together, to you chunk this up to the highest consciousness. We are all love. We're all coming together. You want to work with other people, not work solely, because it won't work by you trying to do everything by yourself. You do a certain amount, but take it from me, it's exhausting trying to do everything by yourself. You really want to be using other people, to not using them, but to facilitate them as your ambassadors for what you do as well. In my book, Are You Worth It?, I discuss about being attractive to the universe. So using the law of attraction to attract these opportunities to you, attract money to come to you. But if you have got any of the attributes of not being attractive to the universe, so for example, you might be very negative, you might be depressed, you might be ill, you're at dis-ease with yourself, not at ease, disease. You might be feeling stressed. You might be, just taking things for granted. You might be frustrated about something or angry about something, or negative emotions, negative feelings. You're not as an attractive person because you're not giving. You're a taker, not a giver. So if you notice some things in your character that is actually making you feel, there you go. Sorry. That was annoying me there. I was like losing my train of thought. So if you have some negative characteristics of yourself that you notice, you're quite negative, you're quite judgmental, then start changing it, because it's your reality. Change how you're acting. So when you start changing those things, you'll start changing yourself to more attract to the universe, and people will go, I can't wait to listen to this person because they're absolutely amazing. Oh my God, let's listen to them. And they'll be taking that excitement from you because you're just thinking that yourself, and that's what you're reflecting out, and that's what you'll attract in. Because who wants an eel, quite frankly? People want that good energy, want to feel it, don't they? So make yourself more attractive to the universe. Make yourself attract those opportunities, which you can then monetize. That you can monetize your wisdom. One of the ways I've monetized my wisdom is to have written Are You Worth It? Now, it's taken a while to be profitable because there's obviously the costs involved in writing a book, etc., and it takes time and energy and publishing and book writing course and etc. But eventually that becomes profitable, and it's profiting from my wisdom. I'm writing another book to actually take a deeper level out, to actually help other people understand more about what I do and how I do it. And that's the next level of the book, my next level of wisdom. And again, I'll make some profit from that, but that will also help those people who are actually coming on my group coaching program, Awakening the Vision Within, and enabling them to actually understand even more knowledge in a a way and understanding my wisdom and why, and they can refer back to that book as well. So it's also about, you might sell online courses, or you might have a paid blog or a membership site where you're selling your wisdom in a particular way. And I just wanted to take you through the Magnetize acronym that I have. Because one thing you need to be aware of as well is you could also have the maths phobia, which I talked about in the accounts video yesterday. So the maths phobia is really where, in the past, you've had difficulty about maths. And it may well be, that you've failed your GCSE, maths CSE, O-level, GCSE, whatever they're called now. And you felt terrible about maths, you never really understood it. It wasn't clear to you, it was the way you were taught, etc. And some of that energy is still there within you. If you've not released that energy, that means that when you're in your business and you think, well, I must do something mathematical, you go, oh, I'm not sure how to do that. And that will affect your financial projections about what you're doing, because you won't naturally sit down and work out what money you need to earn. You might say, oh, I want to earn £50,000 this year. Well, that's lovely. But you need to know how much money you need to bring in each month. You need to know how much product you need to sell to actually earn that amount of money to get to that level, to fund the things which you're looking for. And if you've got the maths phobia going on, that will cause you a problem. That's something that I can easily work with people about if they want to sort it out. So the M of Magnetize is about the money values. What are your money values? What are you valuing about money? Because if you're not valuing yourself and you're not valuing money enough, and your money isn't important enough to you, you will not go after the big opportunities which will earn you that great money, because you'll have an emotional tug between you about what's going on. So really look about your expectations or your values around money. What are you believing about money? How do you value it? How do you look after it? Are you respecting it? And when I've run my money mindset workshop in the past, that's certainly things which we look at as well, because that's all a part of this as well. It's also about looking at the origin of those values. Some of the values that we have actually don't work anymore for us. One thing that was very pertinent for me is actually I had in my work values, money was not high enough. It was not high enough up the line of priority for me in my mind. And in 2014, it was discovered that was the case. And I was on a course, so it was actually a trainee who fixed it for me. So I thought it was fixed, but actually 2 years later, we found out it wasn't fixed at all. Where I was looking for money. That's Charlie come in. I was looking for creating money, but actually I wasn't putting enough effort into it. And that was because I didn't value it enough. I didn't value me enough as part of that process. And in 2 years later, when it was discovered that it was still an issue, that was then made more of a priority. So I now I'm not money driven. That isn't my top priority at all. Happiness is. But I am much more aware of how important it is, because I know to create the vision of what I have as a global healer to get around the world. I can't do that with no money. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'd love to, but it's necessary. It's also about looking at the end of Magnetize is about being non-judgmental, not judgmental of yourself, but where you are at the moment, looking at your money non-judgmentally and going, okay, what is it? Because if you've any negative beliefs around money, that will then colour it. That goes into the emotional projections. So if you've got shame about holding on to it, some people let money slip through their fingers, then that's a real challenge to be able to hold on to that money and know that you've got that money. And be okay about it. But there's a judgment behind there, because there's a negative belief that's behind there about money. Money is just an energy. It is your best friend. You love it. You love it coming in. You love spending it. You love saving it. You love managing the whole process of it. Okay, and it's not a problem for you. Okay, and that's all part and parcel of it. And that goes on very nicely to the E of Magnetize, which is energy. That money is an energy, because every thought that we have is energy. Every thought we have is what our projections become. So start projecting good thoughts about money and enjoying money and loving money and spending money on people and accepting money, because that's all the energy around money and understanding it. The T is about your truth. And that's, I've just gone into that a little bit already, about your truth. What is your belief system around money? How do you understand money? How do you interact around money? Because that's all around your belief system. It's about understanding, and also you don't want to look at money, you want to look at wealth as well. When we talk about things being posh or upper class, now I've had beliefs in me about being a servant and being subservient to others and how that makes me feel, and I don't want to work that way, and etc. So it can be all sorts of things that can create you an issue that you want to be aware of. Your truth is your belief system, what you believe to be true. So you'll want to question your truth sometimes and see, is this truth working for me? Because it isn't always working for you, and you might want to tweak it. But your truth will be very, very deep inside you because it all links to your purpose, your spiritual mission. But your truth is your belief system. So look at, are the beliefs that you're believing in, are they serving you? Are they getting you to where you want to get financially, profitability, successfully, etc.? The I of Magnetize is about importance. What is the importance of money? What value do you put on money? How do you acknowledge money? When I get money in, I say thank you very much. Thank you to Spirit. Thank you to the person who's given it to me. I track it. I make sure that I notice what's going to be. That's about being grateful for what you have. And gratitude is a massively important thing around money. And often, especially with all the contactless things we've got now, we're not noticing what we're spending. And no wonder people are out of control about it, because if you don't track it, there'll be a difficulty. So you want to understand that money is important. The importance of money, it is important to understand how much you have, how little you have. If you don't have any, it doesn't matter. You can still feel safe and secure with nothing and happy with nothing. Look at those kids in Africa. But it is about understanding where you're at and then aspiring to go forward and know that you can. If other people can, you can. But it's not about comparing your journey with somebody else in what you're creating. And that leads very nicely on to the S of Magnetize, which is about success and what success means to you. You will have signed up a success contract. What is, success means something to you about where you're going. Is success money? Is it a certain amount of money? Is it the fact that you're happy when you've got money? And actually, money doesn't equal happiness. There are a lot of millionaires out there who are not happy. I can tell you, I've worked with several of them. Okay, so it is about looking at the different things that are going on for you, about why there is an issue within you. If you are not as successful as you'd like to be, you need to look at your success contract. You need to look at what you're offering as well and decide, are you going to be successful doing this? If you're not, for what reason you're not, you're creating a reality. So if you want to create it to be, if you know this thing needs to happen, then what do you need to change about it? And that leads on to the E of monetizing money in the fact of expansion. Energy, contracts and expands. Okay, we contract when we're stressed, and when we're happy and open and heart chakra based, we are expansive. Your vision wants to be expansive, growing. But the more stressed you are, the more you're not doing stuff, the more that actually you will not earn the things that you want and the money that you're wanting. So you want to be really relaxed, but creating things that are simple, repeatable, scalable, and making sure that what you create is logic, that people understand it's with logic with them. So sometimes I see that people are too airy-fairy in their language, in what they're creating. They're too spiritual in their language. And actually, once I love all that spiritual language, I haven't got a problem with it. It's not grounded enough for some people to understand what you're offering them. And you need to really look at that language. And by looking at that language and maybe change that language to meet the people who you want to sell to, that will be expansive, changing the energy to actually allow people to come work with you because they understand what you do. And the key thing is they need to be able to understand what you do and why, etc. So they want to work with you. As I said before as well about monetizing, it is about looking at your belief system, and that links to your truth. So a very easy technique you can do is write down money is as a statement, and just sit in a quiet space and take a few deep breaths, and then say money is, and write down what it is. Money is what the next statement is. Money is what's the next. And you want to keep going until you've got at least 10. Okay, and do exactly the same on wealth is as well, because often we have quite faulty beliefs about wealth as well, and that's also affecting your projections about what you're getting in. One thing I would say as well is when you're giving out faulty projections, or you're confused about where you're going, you're confused what you're doing, you give off that confusion to others. So when you have clarity and you understand where you're going, other people understand where you're going and go, oh, I know what Liz's doing, I know how to help, and it's very clear. Yeah. So this is very much about you looking at those money beliefs. So look at money is, look at wealth is, look at are those positive statements that you're saying, or are they negative? If they're negative, change them. If you can't change them and you find it struggling changing, then come and see somebody like myself to help you change them, change the energy so you feel good about saying them. Then looking at truth as an acronym, that's about timing. Often from a financial perspective, we believe we should have more money at a particular point, and we think, well, how on earth have I not got it yet? Well, divine timing comes into it. We're not in charge of the time. We're in charge of how many minutes we have in the day, etc. Of course, we can decide what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. But ultimately, it is about the timing. Certain things need to happen at certain points to allow things. And sometimes we haven't allowed certain things to embed enough because we've changed course and gone, well, that didn't work, I'm going there. But we've not done it enough to embed it enough to allow people to know what you're doing. We give up too quickly often about things. And it's about being determined and persevering going through. So planning is key, as well as I've certainly talked in one of the videos about how important planning is. So the R of truth is about reality. Remember, you're creating your reality. If your reality is not working for you, then there will be beliefs within you that you need to shift and change. You need to shift that energy out of you. Get rid of it. You might write it out. You might Reiki it out. You might see a practitioner like myself to hypnotize you to believe something different, or to tap it out of you, or to do a balance procedure, all sorts of things you can do to release the energy, release it out of you so you know where you're going. The U of truth is about understanding. And as I said before, about you understanding where you're going. That clarity of where you're going, that clarity of your truth, knowing where you want to stand up and say, no, this isn't right. This is how it has to be done. And you have a very clear, focused reason why something has to happen in a particular way, that people will follow you for that. And then they'll follow your truth, your belief system about things. I've got very deep beliefs about working with individuals around their health, and knowing that actually they can recover their health, that they can have better mental health, that they can live a life of joy and happiness, that they don't have to be ill. But actually, because of how the people have been programmed through the media, through the medical system, etc., actually that's a very different view. So some people I come across will go, oh yes, I like Liz's way, and will come along with me. And others will go, what on earth are you talking about, woman? You're absolutely completely bonkers. And they'll go their way, and that's their path. Okay. But if I change my communication with them, or I say some more science behind things, or I say more medical things that link into what I do, that will then bring them closer towards me. And that's by me understanding what I do and helping them understand what and my truth, and understanding why they need to come on board with me about things. So, do you confuse people when you're networking? That's something to ask yourself. Because actually, if you've built rapport with different people, even if they're a completely different business, they can be recommended people to you if they're clear about what you offer and to whom. Okay. The T of truth is about tribe. There is always an audience who wants to be following you, and that'll be your customer base. Whether you want to call it tribe, if you don't, it's come through with it, customer base, whatever it is. But there'll be people attracted to working with you because of what you stand for, because of the customer service you offer, the type of services you do. I mean, a lot of the services I offer are not available on the NHS. Okay, I'd love to be funded by the NHS, but I'm not. So, it is important that I gain support from people from my network to support me, because it's not easy doing something where you're not being supported by the NHS. Certain things I do are on the NHS, but it's not easy as a practitioner to know how to offer it to the NHS, if I'm honest, as well, because often we're expected to do it for free, even though it costs us money. It's a bit weird. So be somebody to follow, somebody who's inspirational. One of the things I'm told most is I'm inspirational, and I think that's such a compliment. And I am an inspiration. I've recovered from ill health, lots of different things: heart complaint, depression, anxiety, chronic pain syndrome, things that I was told weren't possible for me that happened. I've changed that. It's cost me money though. I've spent a lot of money on my training to be at that point. And I'm not saying I haven't had medical intervention, I have, but not an awful lot compared to what I've paid professionally and privately to get me to where I am now. So be congruent and do what if you're saying things to your audience, your tribe, to do, you need to be doing it too. I say to any of my clients, if there's anything in my book, Are You Worth It, that I'm saying that you see that I'm not doing, it might be an unconscious behaviour in me, tell me. If you don't think I'm doing what I say I'm doing, then please tell me, because I do my best, and I actually reread Are You Worth to make sure that what I'm saying in there I am actually doing. Okay, because I love rereading my book, because I always get something new and go, oh, I forgot what I said about that. I must remember to do that more. Yeah. And the final bit of the H of truth is honour. Okay, be an honourable business owner. The amount of flaky characters I see in business, and they don't mean it, everybody's lovely, but often we've got the hobbyist who's not really bothered about anybody else, just wants to actually meet a few people. But you've got the hobbyist, you've got the serious business owner. The serious business owner needs to make money. We need to actually be able to fulfill our purpose. So even if you are the hobbyist, make sure you're honourable to the person who's more serious about things. Make sure that you're supporting and helping them, even if make sure we give you what you need as well. Be authentic. There's a lot of the time that I struggle with saying what I did, because it's like, well, how can I say that I can do that? How can I live with that from that point of view and inspire people that way if I not sure whether I can say that? Because of my I have recovered my health, but actually when you've got a medical system saying one thing and I'm saying another, it's chalk and cheese about the different things. And some people come over to my way of thinking others won't, but I know that you can shift your reality, you can get better again, you can do that. And actually your health is your wealth. That's the whole thing. We have our spiritual health, emotional health, mental health and physical health. They're all interlinked, mind, body, spirit. So the more you work on your health, the more money you'll have, more wealth you'll have. So follow through your promises is a massive thing. I see people time and time again letting me down about things. They're promising, yeah, I'll send you that thing, Liz. Never comes. Yeah, I'll do that option. Never comes. Okay, really? Does that make me feel like I want to work with those people anymore? Yeah? People are doing that left, right and centre. If you promise something and you find it difficult to fulfill on, then message them and say, I'm really sorry, I'm struggling with this. I'll be in touch in 2 weeks and we'll do it then. Yeah? Rather than not say the word because you're embarrassed. Yeah? So really look at money mindset. Look at money mindset in your business. Monetize your wealth and live your truth, because you'll have more money. As I said, your health is your wealth. Bye for now.